Okay, this is part 3 of whole numbers and basic arithmetic. Okay, so at the end of part 2, we talked about the commutative property and subtraction, and they don't go together. The commutative property does not work with subtraction. Now what we're going to talk about is estimating a sum. Okay, so if we have 25 plus 36 plus 156 plus 230, all right? How would we estimate that? Well, we could change this to 30 plus 40 plus 160, and then just leave the 230 by itself. Well, this and this is 70, and that 70 plus 160, that equals 230. And then we plus the 230 to another 230, and that's going to equal 460. If we did this, if we found the actual number, 25 plus 36 is 61. Oh, let's change the ink real quick. All right, so 25 plus 36 is 61, plus 156 is going to be 217, and then if we plus the 230 to that, that's going to be 447. So is the estimation higher, lower, or is it the same? Well, it's higher, okay? But it's still pretty close, and if we weren't looking for the exact number, estimation would work. All right, so let's go over how to translate verbal expressions to arithmetic expressions. Okay, so say you were asked to find the sum of 56 and 35. Okay, well, the sum means addition, so it would be 56 plus 35. Okay, and say you were asked to find the difference between 20 and 10. Well, the difference means subtraction, so 20 minus 10. Okay? And if you were asked to find, say, the product of 5 and 6, well, product means multiplication, so it would be 5 times 6. And if you were asked to find the quotient of 30 and 2, well, 30 and 2, and the quotient, that means division, so it would be 30 divided by 2. Okay? And then let's look at a couple more examples. Say you were asked to find the square of 15, or 15 squared. Well, that is going to be, that's going to be 15 squared, like that. And what if you were asked to find the square root? The square root of 64 would be written like this. And then what about if you were asked to find the product of 10 and the sum of 5 plus 3? Okay, so the product of 10 and the sum of 5 plus 3. Okay, well, to change that verbal expression to arithmetic expression, you do this. You would take, you know it's 10, so it's going to be multiplication, and you're going to be multiplying it by the sum of 5 plus 3, like so. Okay? All right, so let's take a look at the distributive property. That's important in arithmetic. So let's erase this real quick. And let's look at the distributive property when it comes to subtraction. Okay, so say you wanted to multiply 5 times 9. Okay, well, you know that's 45. Okay, but you could also write that 9 as 10 minus 1. Okay, so you could do 5 times 10 minus 1. Well, that's going to be 50 minus 5, which still equals 45. Okay? All right. Now let's go over the properties of the associative property and the commutative property when it comes to multiplication. We did addition. Now let's do multiplication. So let's say you had 5 times 7 times 10 and 5 times 7 times 10. All right? The numbers are in the same order, 5, 7, 10, 5, 7, 10. The difference is we multiplied the 7 and 10 first over here, and here we did the 5 and 7 first. They're still going to equal the same. That's going to be 350. Right? 5 times 7 is 300. I mean, not 300, it's 35. And then times 10 is 350. Same over here. So it does work. The associative property, this is associative right here. So associative property. And now let's talk about the commutative property. So let's look at numbers such as 3, 4, 5. Okay. And that's the same as 5 times 4 times 3. Okay. Exact same. So if we reverse the order, it does not matter. So 3 times 4 is 12, times 5 is 60. Okay? And 5 times 4 is 20, times 3, that's also 60. So commutative property means that it says that you can rearrange the numbers when you're multiplying and you'll get the same answer. Okay? Let's look at the expression 1. Well, let's delete this. I mean, let's erase first. So 1, look at the expression 1 times 3 plus 8. Okay. Does that equal 3 plus 8 as well by itself? And the answer is yes. Because when you multiply by 1, it does not change the value of the number. 1 times anything is going to be 1 times any other number is going to be that number. Okay, 1 times 10 is 10. 1 times 56 is 56, and so forth and so forth. Okay. So let's look at the commutative property when it comes to division. So let's erase that. The commutative property when it comes to division. So say we have 8 divided by 2. Does that equal 2 divided by 8, right? When we had 8 times 2 and we rearranged it to 2 times 8, they both equal 16. So the commutative property does work with multiplication. But does it work with division? Well, let's see here. 8 divided by 2, that's 4. 2 divided by 8, that's 1/4. So no, those do not equal. So the commutative property does not work with division. We're going to stop here and take a break, and we'll continue with part 4 later on.